Have you ever thought about what you should do when someone insults you in public or tells you a bad joke that makes you feel bad about yourself? What can you do to earn respect from people who don't usually see how valuable other people are? How can you earn the respect of people who don't think much of other people? In this video, we'll talk about some psychological tips and tricks that will help you handle these kinds of situations well and earn the respect of those around you right away. You should watch all the way to the end because we will show you how to act when someone tries to make fun of you in public. First, let's look at the reasons you might be in this kind of situation and figure out why you don't always get the attention you deserve. The trouble is usually not someone who hates or looks down on you, but someone who is just looking for an easy way to get what they want. There are people who try to get ahead by taking advantage of others in order to advance. This kind of behavior happens a lot in groups of friends and at work, where some people see others as tools they can use to get ahead and stand out. It is important to respect yourself from the start if you don't want to become a target of this dynamic. But what does it really mean to gain respect? Not because you want to make someone respect you, but because you don't want them to use you to look better. If the case calls for it, you must also be ready to stay away from places that don't value your presence. However, it is always better to avoid going too far. In order to do this, we will talk about some useful ways to handle situations where someone tries to put you down, whether they are at work, in a social setting, or with your family. Before we go on, please help us out by giving this video a like and, if you haven't already, entering the Mental Dose channel. Let's get to the first tip right away. Tip number 1. First impressions are important. Stand up to shake hands with someone when you meet them. Don't stay seated, and look them in the eye. When you meet someone while sitting down, you'll be at a disadvantage because the other person will be looking down at you, which makes you look weak. People also often make the mistake of looking at the other person's hand when they meet them. Instead of looking at their face and eyes, you tilt your head slightly lower when you do this, which makes you feel even more like you should give up. You should stand up and look someone in the eye when they come up to you to meet you. Second tip. When someone talks over you. If someone talks over you in public while you're talking, the best thing you can do is give them a tough look. This small action sends a strong message that makes them understand they were wrong. To kindly ask to continue, you can say something like, "Can I continue?" Or "May I pick up where I left off?" This lets the other person know that their behavior was rude and that you will not put up with being stopped for no reason. A look that says no is often enough to get someone to stop talking over you. This works really well in public places, and you don't even have to stare at them in a scary way. Just make eye contact, and they'll know on their own that they need to stop drawing attention to themselves. Third tip, how to handle jokes and being made fun of. If someone tries to make fun of you with a joke in a group of friends, do this. First, don't answer right away. Act like you didn't hear or get the joke. Then, calmly look at the person who told the joke and ask them to say it again. You could say, "Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Could you say that again?" It's clear that the joke didn't hit home when you act this way, and the other person feels awkward trying to explain themselves. But telling the same joke over and over again makes it less funny, especially in a social setting. Not only will this keep you from feeling awkward, but it will also help you because the person who was making fun of you will feel bad. It's rare for a second telling of a joke to be as funny as the first. Fourth tip, how to react to being provoked. People who want to get your attention or make you angry should ask or say something that has nothing to do with the present conversation. This is a very effective psychological trick. You might say, "Do you know of a good coffee shop nearby?" Or "I feel like I wore too much perfume today." It's important to make it look normal so the other person doesn't think you're trying to trick them. This method breaks up the flow of offense, making the other person lose focus on their plan to make things difficult for you. Fifth tip, just leave. People are not required to respect you, as we already said, and you are not required to put up with rudeness either. You should leave someone if you feel like they won't treat you with the care you deserve. Walking away doesn't mean you've lost. It means you'd rather be missed than seen as unimportant.